Good evening, friends. Today I thought we should quickly speak about Adi Talam. Adi Talam, like we spoke about in the earlier video, it is a symmetric talam. It is generally an 8-beat talam, and we call it Adi Talam or Chaturasra Jati Triputa Talam. In Hindustani, they call it Teen Tal. Maybe in Western music, they call it 16-beat. In any case, it's a symmetric talam, so you have an even number of beats. Now, how do you keep time in Adi Talam? We have seen in concerts that people usually do this. So this is a method to keep time, right? So whichever rhythm the song is in, whether it is Adi Talam or Misra Chapu or Rupaka Talam, there are different ways of keeping the rhythm, keeping the beat. And this meter should be steady throughout the song. It cannot change. Suddenly it cannot start going fast. It cannot slow down suddenly. Once the meter is started at a particular tempo, that tempo has to be maintained throughout. So let me quickly say what the significance of this is. So what we do is we have 8 beats in Adi Talam. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Cut 2, 3, 4. Cut V's, cut V's. So you have 8 beats in this. Okay, so it's a very simple talam to keep. I mean, you will have to keep rhythm. I mean, it's very difficult when people get into a complex way of playing their instrument. We might tend to lose track, but this tempo cannot change. So during the song, once we start with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, suddenly we cannot change to 1, 2, 3, 4 or 1, 3. So you cannot vary the tempo. For that song, the tempo has to remain steady. So how do you normally say? I mean, earlier on there was no method when a Guru Shishya Parampara started. Basically, there was no writing down printed notes, no guides, etc., no tape recorders and all that. So it has to be passed on from the Guru to the Shishya, and they used to teach all this. And there have to be a set of mnemonics by which we can understand what we are speaking about. I mean, what talam is being spoken about, and what are the beats which are constructing the talam. So therefore we have something that we call solukattu, the solfa, the notation that we use. So we generally for Adi Talam they give a very simple notation: tak dimi tak jun, tak dimi tak jun. So that is one way of saying that it is Adi Talam. Now within this tempo 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, you can vary the speed at which the instrument is played, right? So the meter is fixed. So just to give you an example, in Mridangam we say the 4 basic syllables are ta, ti, tom, nam. I'll demonstrate that to you in a minute. So if you were to fix these Tati Tom Nam into the 8-beat cycle and you take 2 beats per syllable, what will happen is Ta, Ti, Tom, Nam. So Ta, Ti, Tom, Nam took 8 beats to complete, right? So what is the next speed of this? You cannot have an odd speed. You have to double this speed, right? So first we said ta, ti, tom, nam. So for each syllable, 2 beats we took. Now we will take 1 beat per syllable. Ta, ti, tom, nam. Ta, ti, tom, nam. So now what happened when you take one syllable you say for 1 akshara or 1 beat, it becomes 8 beats in total. You are fitting an 8-beat cycle into the Adi Talam, the meter that you have chosen. What is the next speed for that? You have to say, you have to have 2 beats per, two syllables per beat. So you have tati tom nam, tati tom nam, tati tom nam, tati tom nam. So what has happened now? Now it has become 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So you have 16 syllables being played in the 8-bit cycle. What is the next speed for that? You have to double it once again. Tatti tom nam, 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 tatti tom nam. Slow down now. Tatti tom nam. So the point that I am trying to get across is, you have this 8-beat meter that is fixed, and within that you play one syllable for 2 beats, one syllable per beat. You play 2 syllables per beat, you play 4 syllables per beat. So when you play 4 per beat, it becomes 4 into 8, you have 32. You are playing at 32 speed, right? Or tati tom nam, 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 tati tom nam. So when you double that, you get a 64 syllables packed into an 8-beat cycle, and you can double that further. So 64 into 2 packed into an 8-beat cycle. So it goes by that progression. So it goes in multiples. So that is one basic thing about Adi Talam. So how is the talam constructed? There is something called lagu, there is something called dhrutam, there is something called anudrutam. We will talk about that in a future such video. So for now, what we are trying to remember is Adi Talam, which is also called technically Chaturasra Jati, Triputa Talam, Chaturasra Jati. So it belongs to a family of 4-beat cycles. Triputa Talam, those talas we will talk about. It's a very, very exhaustive subject. So Chaturasra Jati Triputa Talam or Adi Talam, we commonly have it in an 8-beat cycle, or rather only the 8-beat cycle, and that is depicted with a clap, 2, 3, 4, clap, wave, clap, wave. So this is how it is, and within that how you play is a different matter altogether. So you have 3 speeds of playing generally. You have something called Vilambitam or Vilambit. Vilambitam is slow, right? Then you have Madhyama Kalam. You play at a medium speed. Then you have Dhruta Kalam. You play at a very fast pace. So you have Vilambitam, Madhyamam, Dhruta Kalam. So different kalas you can play it at. Okay, so that's about Adi Talam. So let me demonstrate the basic syllables of Tati Tom Nam on the Mridangam. So I have the Mridangam here. Normally it's placed on the feet like this. Now for the sake of the video, I'll just keep it in my lap like this so that you can see it. And as we can see, this is a 24-inch Mridangam. About how the Mridangam is constructed, etc., we'll look at in a future session. You have the left side, which is this one. This is the bass side, and I have something right in the center here, which normally is rava. A rava paste is created, and with water and stuck onto here to get the bass, right? And right side, the tonal side. So this is called sadam. We'll talk about the Mridangam construction later. So 4 basic syllables. On the left side, for a right-handed player, on the left side, we have this face, and ta is a flat ta like this, right? Then I said ti. On the right side, ti is constructed like this, right? So this is also a very flat note like ta. So that was ta, this is ti. Then you have dhom on the left side, which is like this. You let it resonate. Right? Then you have num, the fourth syllable num. So you place one finger here. In different schools of Mridangam, they either use the index finger or the middle finger. I use the middle finger, index finger. Okay. Sorry, ring finger. I am very sorry. I place the ring finger here and play with the index finger. This is num. So it has to be a flat sound like this. Right? So ta, ti, tom, num. So ta, you have ti, then you have tom, and then you have num. Right? There are other syllables also. This tati tom num is like a, I, e. Then just like you have kaka, gaga, na, you have other syllables also. You have din. This is more open, right? Then you have a chapu, for example. You have an arachapu, arai chapu. You're able to get it, right? This is an arai chapu. This is a mulu chapu. This is dim. And you pair up the syllables, various syllables to get your beat going. Like this is tari tari. So the other day what Subbu was playing was ta tari tari keta dikku takka tari keta ti tari tari keta dikku takka tari keta dom tari tari keta dikku takka tari keta nam tari tari keta dikku takka tari keta. You can see that I am out of practice, right? So let me try and play whatever Subbu played for us the other day. So it goes like this. Let me move the camera slightly away. So this was one speed of playing it. You can even slow it down. Ta, tari, tari, kita, dikku, taka, tari, kita. So basically these are finger dexterity exercises that are given, right? So our tati tomnam exercise would be like this. Ta, ti, tom, nam. Ta, ti, tom, nam. So this is the slowest in Vilambitam. Next speed would be ta, ti, tom, nam. Ta, ti, tom, nam. Ta, ti, tom, nam. Ta, ti, tom. Next speed would be right. So I have to finish the avartana, which I am not doing. Technically, it's not right what I am playing. You have to finish the complete cycle. Otherwise, it's like playing it in a truncated manner. The next speed would be. So you have to go faster and faster and faster in practice, right? So this way. So let's end this video here. So just wanted to show you what are the basic syllables that are played on the Mridangam. Of course, there's one more interesting thing that you have on the left side with this Rava stuck here and the bass here. You also play Gumaki or Gamakam here. So that's how the Gamakam is played. So you play it with this area on the edge of the palm. So this lends itself, the left side lends itself to the bass, the right side to the tone. So more in the next one. Thank you so much for listening. Bye.